Hi Star Wars fan, I believe there's a reason why you clicked on this video. Or maybe you're a streamer who is going to stream some Star Wars game and wants to make stream thematical. Anyway, today I'll help you with that by showing you how you can create your custom Star Wars trackmate transition. Lately there was a lot of things around Star Wars in my life, like Star Wars Fortnite season and May the 4th, and I have read book with the Star Wars theme, and that led me to rewatch movies and shows. And soon I noticed this basic but really cool scene transition that is Star Wars using in movies. It's a vibe transition with a little bit blurred edges, and I thought it might be cool scene transition for some streamers. So let's see how to make it in DaVinci Resolve so you don't have to spend any money for software or nothing. It's completely free as liking this video and subscribing to the channel. So don't prolong it, let's jump into DaVinci and let's create this transition. In DaVinci Resolve, first thing what you want to do is go to the edit page and then into your master folder. Right click and create new fusion composition. Let's call it Star Wars Vibe Transition and let's make it 2 seconds long. I was watching the movies and usually those transitions are 2 seconds long. If you want it faster, make it 1 second or according to your taste, but let's try with 2 seconds and you will adjust after that and hit create. Now drag and drop this transition here and right click and select open in Fusion page. Let's adjust the Fusion page a little bit, so I will make keyframes a little bit smaller, nodes a little bit bigger. I will make this window bigger because this will show us what we are working on. Now go to your effects and search for background. Let's drag and drop it down here and let's connect it with media out. Now we have black background. Let's move media out a little bit further. Another thing that we want to search and drag down is merge. Now we have to find the correct merge and it's this one, merge. So drag and drop it in between background and media out. Make sure it's connected. If it's not connected, connect it manually. So from background to merge and from merge to media out. Now you want to add another background. Just not connect it with anything yet. And also search for transform and select transform under Resolve FX transform. Now let's connect your background from this gray rectangle to transform and from gray rectangle from transform to merge. Let's make this background white. Hit OK. Let's select transform and go all the way at the end of your clip. So it should be, if it's 2 seconds long, it should be frame 119. Now press this diamond next to position X. Now we set it keyframe, so on the very last frame we want to have it completely here at the center. Now let's go to very first frame and let's drag this position X completely to the left. As you can see, it will go only halfway, so let's go and type manually -1. Now when you play the video, it will come from black to white. Basically, this is it for basic transition from one side. So if you want to have it from the other side, let's go to the first frame and instead from -1 type 1. If you want to go from up or from down, you will first at the last frame select position Y instead of position X and we'll drag that up or down. So basically now you will have 4 different directions. You can select either one or you can create multiple and have multiple for each scene one. One more thing what I want to show you is a little bit different transition, and that transition is diagonal transition. After that I will show you also the blurred edges, but first let's go through the animation. For a diagonal transition, as you can see, I have all the stats resetted to normal, to basic ones as they are. So first of all, I found that rotation -29 works the best. It's probably almost the diagonal. And also we have to double the width and the height, so it will cover the whole screen. So for width and for the height, go with 2. And now, as you can see, it covers the whole image. If we move X and Y coordinations to have something like exact half, just to see if it's okay and correctly set. So yeah, you have to like play with it a lot. This seems fine. This is at the corner. This is not totally at the corner, but it's good for me. And now from this, we want to create this wipe transition from upper left corner to bottom right. So let's move both X and Y. And this is a little bit like playing with it. So you are just fine tuning it to make the movement proper and smooth. So I will try -1.28 for X and +1 for Y. Now I will go all the way to the very last frame and we'll play a little bit with this position too. Okay, it seems pretty okay, I would say. If I'll go through that like that, it will take some playing with that, but if you don't want to play, you can copy my keyframes. So on frame 0, you can type -28 and +1. And for very last frame, so mine is 119, you can type for X 0.143 and for Y 0.24. If you want to more fine-tune it according to yourself, feel free to do that. One last thing that I want to show you, and that is those blurred edges, because if you remember, when the transition is happening in Star Wars, it's like a little bit, it does have a little bit blurred edge. So how to get that blurred edge? So I will go somewhere into the middle just to see the whole transition, and you will click this arrow next to image adjustment, and now under edge softness I'm going with 0.3. I find that that's the best fitting, but once again you can fine tune it by yourself, and already as you can see we get this blurred edge. Now all you have to do is to export your transition. So go to deliver page, and before we start exporting, usually those TrackMath transitions are .webm file, but DaVinci cannot export a WebM file, and I'm not sure to use any third-party software or online converter, but I found out that it's working fine to export it as .mov. So this is what we are going to create. So you can name your file. I'm going to call it Star Wars Wipe Transition. You can select location where you want to export it, and now you can focus on this part over here. So for format, you should pick QuickTime, codec, H.264, and you can keep everything as it is. Now you can add to render queue and render it. It shall be pretty fast render. Now when we export the transition, you probably already know how to set it properly as TrackMath transition. I already did it in a bunch of my videos, but if you are new, let me show you. So open your OBS and go to your Scene Transition tab and click this plus icon. Select a stinger transition. Let's call it Star Wars Wipe. Okay, now you will select video file, so the file that we created, that MOV file. Select this Use Track Mate, and in a drop-down menu, select Mask Only. Now if you click Preview Transition, it shall go from A to B. Let's select my chatting screen from my stream, and let's change it to BRB scene. Okay, that wasn't quite visible, but let's switch this BRB to game capture, which won't be visible anything because any game is running, but let's see. Nice. And from game capture to chatting scene. And now you have your wipe transition. One last thing that I want to show you is how you can have more of those transitions. So if you want to have a different transition every time you switch to different scene, instead of selecting one scene transition in your scene transition panel, you can right click the scene and select transition override and select from multiple of those transitions that you created in your scene transition. So you can have different transition for chatting, different transition for gameplay, different transition for, I don't know, starting soon scene or stream ending scene, etc. And that's pretty much the whole process. Now you have cool looking Star Wars transition on your stream. I'm proud of you. If you watched this video until now, please consider supporting me by liking this video. And if you are interested for more stream and video editing tips, I recommend you to subscribe to this channel as well. And if you did all of those, then I can tell you that in the next video will be